Hola people, Bree Slay here, aka the Beauty Plug, all that connects you to your beautiful. And this is another What's New Wednesdays. I am coming at you with some new releases, and new and not so new, but new to my collection. And if you're interested in seeing what I picked up new from Louis Vuitton, what I picked up new from Tiffany and Co., what I picked up new from YSL, then come on now, you know what to do. All right, so don't worry about what's in my red cup. All right, so I got on my robe, all right, and went out today and got a few things. Was gifted a few things, got a few things, you know what I mean? And so I am coming at you with a video with some new releases. So I actually went into my Bloomingdale's, local Bloomingdale's in White Plains, because I'm not going to the city. And shout out to Nicole, who is the manager, supervisor over there in women's fragrance, and I believe men's as well. So went over there to specifically to go re-up and get me another bottle of Bar No. 9's Madison Avenue. And she had some boxes on the side. So I said, what was that? And so she brought me a fragrance. I smelled it and I was like, oh, I need that. I also went in there to smell the new YSL the new YSL Myself, which is marketed for men. However, there's a lot of mixed reviews on it. Most importantly, I went to go get me this Louis fragrance. Okay, so let's just get into it. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first fragrance we're going to talk about is really going to be a sample. I have a sample of it, and before you go off and say, oh, you can't really test it in the sample, listen, this is a hefty sample, okay? And this is for YSL, and I smelled it in the store, put it on my skin, and this is for YSL's Myself, and I'll post a picture of what the bottle looks like. It's a black bottle, sleek bottle, but look at this sample size. Like, can you see that? Look at this. This is a good amount, okay? So when I looked at the notes, this has top notes of Calibrin bergamot and bergamot, mid notes of Tunisian orange blossom, base notes of ambroxan and patchouli. So you know when something got ambroxan in it and patchouli, it don't move. Like, it's not moving. It's not going anywhere. And so this is marketed towards men. However, it is very, very, very unisex. Men are going off saying, like, this is just another YSL Libre. I don't even know why they released this. And I guess because they released the new YSL Platine or Platine, which I did a review on, I guess they figured they'd release something new for men as well. So I'm going to spray this. Okay. So yeah, I sprayed it on the skin. To be honest with you, it just smells like a more citrus version of YSL Libre, or Libre, however you want to pronounce it. That's what it smells like. It doesn't smell any more masculine or feminine. I feel like this is a unisex fragrance, and I feel like anyone could wear it. The longevity is probably going to be really, really good because of the patchouli. You know, patchouli grounds fragrances and it makes them last longer. So does it stay or slay? I mean, if you have one, you have them all, unless you really like the bottle. But other than that, like, you can really let that stay in the store. Okay, so for the men out there that don't have any YSL Libres or any, then I would suggest you will check it out. But other than that, yeah, no, it can stay in the store. Next fragrance. Okay, so the next fragrance, I am actually going to, well, I'm going to leave this fragrance for last. And I probably shouldn't even include it in this video because I got it fresh, hot off the press. The notes are not even out yet. Like, the notes are not even out yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you notes for the original version. And that is Tiffany & Co.'s Rose Gold. Now, Tiffany & Co.'s Rose Gold, and I'll post a picture of the bottle right here. It has top notes of black currant, middle notes of blue rose, and base notes of amber seed. Now, I got those off of the actually Tiffany's website, not from Fragrantica. And I went on Fragrantica looking for what I purchased today, which is Tiffany & Co.'s Rose Gold Intense. This is a 2.5 fluid ounce. I believe it ran about 100 and something bucks. And when I tell you she let me smell this, like she opened the box and let me smell it, I like it. And I feel like there's a little bit of vanilla in here. And there are no notes here. There's no notes. There's no, you can't even look up the notes. Like it's nowhere to be found. So this is the bottle. I like it because this bottle is all rose gold, whereas the other bottle is blue, has a Tiffany blue with the rose gold. This is intense and it has a rose gold, and down here it says Tiffany & Co. So I'm gonna spray it on the card and then spray it on my skin. I feel like it has a really good lasting power because I had sprayed it in the store. Let's show you the atomizer. It's a really nice atomizer too. So I want to say this has a little bit of iris in it. It has rose in it, and it has a note in it. And I feel like it's a note of, it reminds me of Givenchy Irresistible, but Givenchy Irresistible is a little bit fresher. And I think that this has a note of iris in it, rose, and something sweet that comes out in it. And I want to say that it's probably vanilla or amber, or maybe even amber. I'm so sorry that I do not have the notes. I'm curious to know what the notes are. I like this fragrance a lot. It is classy and sophisticated. Like, this is a auntie fragrance. This is classy auntie. Like this. And I feel like this is going to thrive and do really well in spring and fall. Like, this reminds me of a transition scent. Like, when you kind of really don't know what the weather's doing and it's kind of cold, but kind of not, but kind of cool. But I think that this is a really great transition fragrance. I think that the longevity is going to be really, really good because I washed my hands and still smelled this. I'm going to give it a try, test it out. But I smelled it and it was like love at first sniff. I liked how it dried down on me. So I was like, you know what? It's a keeper and I'm getting it. So if you like more of like a sweet but clean, a little powdery undertone of a scent that has rose, and I would say that the rose is not that prominent in here. I like it. It almost gives me along the lines of YSL Libre, and I wonder if there is some lavender in here. But YSL Libre Intense, or the Parfum, it's sweeter, much sweeter. So yeah, this is a stay. This is actually a slay. Out of all the Tiffany's, I would say that this one is the best one. It's a slay. So go check it out and get your nose on it. Okay? Okay. Now, baby, this next fragrance, I was waiting. So if you don't know by now, my signature scent and one of my favorite scents by Louis Vuitton is Les Sables Roses, or Roses de Sables, the Sables Roses. It comes in a purple bottle. You'll see it up on the screen. You've seen it and heard of it in many of my videos. It is a combination of rose and oud. When I tell you, they can smell you from 3 blocks away. When I tell you it's everything. It is everything. Okay, it was gifted from my daughter's father, baby daddy. That's when he was trying to get in good, you know what I'm saying? And gifted me a big bottle, and the bottles are refillable, and I am at half the bottle. And guess what? You do not need to overspray this, because when I tell you Louis Vuitton fragrances are so concentrated, like they're gonna last you a minute. So long story short, this girl was telling me about fragrances that she liked, this woman I should say, and she was like, have you ever tried, and let me make sure I get the pronunciation correct. She was like, have you ever tried, let's see, Fleur du Désert by Louis Vuitton? And I'm like, no. She was like, oh, well, on my skin it smells like chocolate and it comes in a purple bottle. And I'm like, well, Les Sables Roses comes in a purple bottle. I haven't heard of this. So, you know, I had to get my nose on it. So I just undid the tie of bag. They put in this nice fancy schmancy, because you know Louis is top tier, baby. I got the 100 ml, which is the 3.4 fluid ounce. Listen, this runs you a grip, okay? It's about 4 and change, okay? So that's that on that, okay? And you can guarantee that ain't nobody smelling better than you or smelling like you, because nobody's dropping that, okay? And the reason why I opted to get the small bottle, 3.4, because they have a bigger bottle, is because it's refillable. So does it really make sense to get the bigger bottle? Now, what I did ask the salesperson, which is, shout out to Christian from Louis Vuitton in White Plains, I was like, listen, like, are they going to discontinue this? Because I'm going to be mad if I didn't get the big bottle. He's like, no, it's doing really well. So I didn't even, look, I'm not even showing you guys. So it comes in a little tab. This is the sleeve, okay? All right. And then all Louis fragrances come in like this container right here. Now, I'm going to read you the notes. It has top notes of honey and cinnamon. Can we say gourmand, please? Mid notes of jasmine, rose, and orange blossom. And base notes of oud, ambroxan, and musk mallow, which is called, also known as ambrette. Now, listen, I can smell the oud, I can smell the jasmine, the rose, orange blossom. What I do like, I like the honey and the cinnamon. Like, it's giving gourmand meets oud, meets Middle Eastern, like a Middle Eastern gourmand. It's, okay? So, this is the bottle. Look at this. It's like, if you can see, it's like a dark purple, okay? Now, this is a dark purple. It has the name on the bottle here in the front, and it's engraved right here, Louis Vuitton. And the cap, like, I love, because the cap is magnetic. So I love that the cap is magnetic. Now, we're going to spray this right here. See if you can get a look at the atomizer. This is like Les Sables roses with a touch of sweetness. Like, if you took Les Sables roses and added such like a sweetness to it, honey to it, and the cinnamon, you would get, listen, don't even take my word for it. So here's the thing with ouds. Like, you have to really like ouds. And the reason why I love Louis Vuitton fragrances that have ouds in them is because they use really good quality things. And the oud is not as, because sometimes oud can be a little off-putting and smell a little stank. But they use such high quality that you can tell that it's smelling expensive. Like, a friend of mine called Les Sables Roses, or Roses Les Sables, whatever, by Louis Vuitton, which is my signature and one of my favorite scents of all time. We call that rich, P-U-S-S, you know, fill out the rest. That's what we call that, because you're just giving rich. It's giving, it's giving, you see how my shoulders got up. It's giving, I have money. It's giving, I don't have money, I have wealth. It's giving, I got old money and new money. That's what it's giving. This is giving old money, new money, and I'm the it girl, and I'm all the things. I'm the cousin that you want to hold your man close when I come to the barbecues because you think your man looking at me. Like, it's, but that's the girl that I want to get to know. Like, she's a motivator for me as well. She's like the it girl, like, with a dab of sweetness. This, oh, okay. Does it stay or slay? Slays. Let me say it again. Slays. I almost feel like if you took Les Sables Roses and you took Jean Paul Gaultier's Scandal by Night, or you took something that had like a sweetness to it and combined them, you got a layering combo and you got this. But I decided to actually get it. So, does it stay or slay? It slays. So let's just do a recap of all the fragrances I discussed today here. So we have the YSL Myself. We have that. That is a stay. It could stay in a store. We have the Tiffany & Co. Intense. Rose Gold, I'm sorry, Intense. This is a definite slay. And we have the #1 top tier, save the best for last, Louis Vuitton FLEUR de 18. Yeah, FLEUR de 18. I can't stop selling myself. And let me tell you something. When I tell you last and last and last and last some more and last and then last some more, that's gourmand meets rich meets, you know, because a lot of times when we think about gourmand, we think about kitty fragrances. We think about something that's a little juvenile, something that's sickeningly sweet. But if it's done well, like Kayali Pistachio Gelato is a sweet fragrance, but it's done really well. You know what I'm saying? So like even Lyra by Xerjoff is a sweet fragrance, which I have, but it's done pretty well. This is another sweet fragrance that I feel like it is gourmand, but gourmand with a sexy twist on it. So, do it stay or slay? It slays. So go on ahead and get your nose on it. Go into the Louis store, go get a sniff and a whiff, put it on your skin, and you're gonna see what happens with that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to another What's New Wednesdays. I hope that my reviews were able to help you. I hope that you are going to add something from this to your collection. Please know that these fragrances are purchased with my own coin, unless they were gifted to me, as one of them was gifted to me. And that's that, okay? So, stay elevated, stay humble, stay beautiful, and stay blessed.